Okay. Good morning, traders. What's today? Today is Thursday, August 29th, 2019. A new day. We had a 6-day win streak, and took quite a hit yesterday, around $4,000 down. But that's okay. I plan to make that back today and then some without chasing. All right. So realistically, I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll find out. You know. So just a few highlight announcements. Okay, we have the join our team for the World Series of Trading. There is a link in the description. Make sure you tell the rep as well as write on the application that you are part of Team Breakout Trading. If you don't do that, they're just going to try to give you one of their sponsored teams. But forget the sponsored teams. Come to us. We use Tradenet's platform uh, every day, and we know what we're doing and we know how to use it. So I'm excited, and the link is in the description. Also, the $40 lifetime account special. And that is what it sounds like. Lifetime account. You never have to pay again. Even when we move over to the website and things and expenses and prices might go up, that's it. You pay $40 once. That was extended as per request to Sunday at midnight. So that is the first at midnight. Again, I still don't know why, but a lot of people wanted to wait till the first. I guess that's when you get paid. Um, Now, the link for that is also in the description, and a further detailed description of the lifetime account, what it comes with. Might as well read it. You get full access, daily text alerts with entries, exits, and stop losses, access to Breakout Trading Universities, as well as our private webinars, access to the 0 second delay, um, 0 second delay live streaming platform. YouTube and Facebook has about a 20-second delay on it. That's not good. It's not bad, but it can be detrimental if I decide, oh, I want to go into a trade and then change my mind, or you know, decide, hey, get out of this trade. It's upside down cup and handle. It's about to dump, and you don't get that news till 20 seconds later, and then it dumps. All right, what else? What else? Um, Live stream trading. You get the breakout trading private chat room, and you can also have a financial advisory consultation with myself to help set up a strategy and find out what the best plan for you to do is. Usually, when you do sign up, I try to get to know you anyway, and try to figure out how we can help you and what you should really take from the group and what you should leave, because we do exercise multiple strategies here, from anything from penny stocks, anything above 90 cents. So when I say penny stocks, I mean small caps between 90 cents and $12. We exercise mid caps, and we also do options as well. With that being said, it's 9:10. Let's get started with the pre-market scan. I did a little one this morning, nothing really amazing that I've found. Um, I want to take a look at Archive real quick. Let me go ahead and pull up the. Let me put this over here. Let's take a closer look at Archive. The float, the volume, everything about it, up 40%. I forgot why it's up 40%. It got like a loan or something. What was it? Uh, they entered into a $2.5 million line of credit, supposedly because they need money to fulfill orders. So that's a good thing in a sense. It's not a great thing that they need credit to do it, that they don't have enough cash on hand to fill the inventory, but no, maybe it's a bad thing. We'll see. It's at about 550 now. 545 now. Well, this could be a potential entry. So let's take a look and let's check out the pivot points on this one. Boom, boom. Also, if you have any suggestions, stocks I haven't mentioned, something you're looking at, I'm always ready, willing, and able to take a look. Bed Bath and Beyond today is just a company that's dying with the, basically being taken out by companies like Amazon. You got five. I'm looking at the Benzinga Pro top five. You got Dollar General up more than 8%, new all-time highs. When Dollar General is doing great, that's usually not a good sign for the economy. Five below, reported better than expected earnings. Oh no, they reported worse than expected earnings. It was a mixed ER. Revenue came in low, but EPS came in just above. So we'll see what happens with that today. But these are two I definitely want to add to my watch list, which I'm going to do right now. Right now, FIVE. FIVE can be a great trade if you follow the trend with it. Oh, well, FI5 is taking off on earnings. So I guess it first came out with the revenue miss and then came out with the EPS and took off. Or maybe it was the conference call that made it take off. Their consensus there, or who knows? Who really knows? OLLI shares dropped more than 23% if the company reported worse than expected. Okay, that's good. I kind of, I'm into shorting something today if it serves a purpose. Roku is extremely high today. It's definitely looking like it wants to get to that $50 mark, and I think if it does it, if the market continues to stay up today, I would say today would be the day that that happens. Um, but who knows? I don't know if the market is going to continue to stay up today. I know news was released today that Trump is implementing more tariffs on China, so I don't know why the U.S. the stock market rather is taking that as a good thing, unless I misunderstood something. However, let's pull up the penny stock watch list. ARCI is very low, and I want to look at the pivot points on that one. So let's go to stockcharts.com. I'm going to look up the pivot points on, usually just the top stocks or anything that, catches my interest. All right, so let's go change it. So how I do it is I go predefined range, 0 months, 1 year, so I can see the 52-week high, size 780, and pivot points update. All right. So technically, we could see this come down all the way to 482 or even 437 before it bounces. It's not good. Not good. 482, which is right around where it's headed. Hmm. Might pick up some shares if it taps that more. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Aaron. Good morning, Corey. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Mark, Aiden. Good morning, Aaron. Good morning, TJ. Good morning, Leon, Nolan, Sam, Nick, and Don. Don Vito's in the house. You know Don Vito died, and that's sad. All right, although he was a supposedly a molester. So I mean, take it how you will. Um, Gonna go ahead and go on Facebook. If you're on Facebook and you're watching, if you wouldn't mind sharing my live stream, that stuff is greatly appreciated, and I do check. You can always click on the share button and see who it has been shared with. Same thing with my YouTube video. If you could subscribe and like, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to share in a group. I moved the camera back on YouTube. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? You like the camera back there? I kind of liked it because it gave like full world view. And it's not like I'm looking right into your eyes while I'm freaking trading, because that would mess anybody up. Okay, I'm sharing. So, lots of pressure. Thank you, Aaron. I saw that. You know, if I make $1,000,000 today and no one's here to see it, you know what I'm saying? It's like if a tree falls in the woods. Does it make it sound? Does it make a sound? Why did I say it like that? All right, that's enough of that. Let's get back into the pre-market scan. Boom. Let's look at the up gappers for the day. Got about 10 minutes till the market opens. And I have a clue. I do. I usually say not a clue what to trade, but I have a clue. Not that. Come on, man. All right, all right, all right. So let's take a look. And so rocks I've been looking at, and I've been looking at pretty closely all morning. It looks like it was bought out at that level, 125, because it hasn't moved. The offload is kind of high. Archi is popping back up, it appears. No, it's flat, but I would like to see what it does to that pivot point. But that is a strong bull flag formation. NTNX, beautiful, beautiful formation. I would like to see what it does at the gate, but absolutely, I love this stock. I love its formation. It's above the VWAP. It hasn't come below. It's gotta be It's got a little bit of a high float, but this is not, a penny stock. So let's take a look and let's take a closer look. Anybody remember the name? NTNX? NC, NCNX. Okay. All right. Why is it up? Maximize sell. Let me move this. Price target went from, okay, so it was an upgrade. Price target went to 35. It's pretty good by Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley probably did their IPO, so that's why they're upgrading them. But anyway, Beyond. I want to keep an eye on Beyond today. BYND. Keep a close eye on Beyond. And OLLI rather. Let's check out pivot points on NTNX. Trend like that is great. I would love to see the pivot points now. All right, we are beautiful here. We're right in between the R1 and R2, so this is potentially a great find. Where are we at? We're at 24, so we're right at the P. This has got tremendous room to pop up here. However, if you look at its daily movements, this must have long-term holders because you don't see massive movements throughout the day. So there's chances of this shooting from R1 to R2 to from the P to R1 possible. From the P to R2 unlikely. However, anything is possible. So let's check it out again. What is it at? It's the RX 2429. 2429. Okay, can they get the ads out of the way? 2429. All right, so it hasn't even hit the P yet, but I would put a purchase order on this at 2457 or 2458. I like that. A stop buy order. Looks good, sounds good. 2480, 2458. I think that's going to be my first text alert. We have good positions to put in stops, all that. Let me get the text alert thing out. And the stock is not, ridiculously priced. It's $24. So even if you're used to trading, stocks under $12, I mean, it's not that much. It's not that expensive. The float's a little high, which I don't like, but 100 million share float is really not even a large float in the grand scheme of things. And I only like it if it goes over the P. That's it. Don't like it any other way. Okay, so there was a support. Looks like there's a little bit of support down at 2364. I don't know if you would want to. 2370. That's not that crazy. Targets. Okay, putting that text alert in. Lovely. All right, let me see what Antonio is doing. Tony Hedges. I want to know what he's doing today. Come on, come on, come on. Time is just flying by right now. Don't know why. All right. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq's most advanced real quick. First, I want to take one more look at the trade ideas up gapper, see if anything new has popped up. Still rocked, still all the same stuff. Guess and Build a Bear Workshop. I don't expect to move a lot. And PSTV could be a possible surpriser. But I have all those over here. Let me just double add them. ROX. Okay, so looks like Archive's getting close to that level, that pivot point. Guess adding that to the watch list. PSTV. I have a feeling we're going to see something happen with that. It's my intuition there more than anything. TECD. OSN is back on the board. Let's see what happens with that. All right, beautiful. Nasdaq's most advanced. Let's check it out. Okay, beautiful. So how lovely is that? When those coincidences happen, they're not coincidences. My favorite stock and the only one I sent out a text alert on happens to be the most advanced on the Nasdaq. Again, below is on here. I do want to keep an eye on five below. I think I put it in the portfolio already. I did. And look at it taking off right here. Buy five over 130. I think. Let me just check real quick. Five's pivot points. 5, 130. Okay, so 5 is better on a pullback than anything, like a pullback to 127. I would like it. So let me go ahead and do that. It's at 128. Create alert. Create alerts. Add or below. Create. All right, let's just focus on the one that we got right now, which is NTNX. Okay, yeah, it's starting to take off, bruh, for real. Definitely broke the pivot point. All right, I'm in that one. NTNX, pulling back some. Come on, you broke the pivot point. You got to go. It's struggling around that 25. All right, I'm going to look at my own text alerts for target and entry, because I remember we looked at that, didn't we? Market's going up. Come on, man. Ooh, I didn't know I was in so heavy. I thought I was only in 2,000 shares. I'm gonna shed some of this weight the second it goes green. Not good. Not good. Okay, Archi has hit that pivot point like that. Oof, this is hurting here. Come on. You're gonna go back up. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna reduce some exposure here. Might have been the worst point to reduce exposure. But we'll see. And now you want to go green, of course. Okay, come on, 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 come on. 36, 30, 40. Hmm. Okay, what else is taking off so far? Nothing. I haven't given up on Archi. It's right around its pivot point. Now it's starting to go up past 5. I think I like it. Okay, Archive getting ready to break over 5. How am I doing over here? All right. Let me buy more, buy more. All right, now we're gonna rally. There we go. If I could have just stomached it, if I could have only stomached it, now this is gonna be a losing trade. Maybe not. Don't speak too soon. Mm, Guess looked really good just there. Let me keep this where I can see it over here. Anything pop up? Anything interesting? Where's my alpha predator? The action is heating up. SFETs, MBUU. MBUU is taking off. Wow, it's a 2-point move right there. AVID. Wow, AVID is taking off, guys. And NVET. Oh, that's us. That's us. Oh no, it's at the top, which means it really must be taking off. But my dumbass had to sell. I was only trying to be protective. Okay, it's very important it breaks this 25 here. And as a matter of fact, I will add if it breaks this 25. I'll do a stop buy order 2501 market stop order buy. Come on, come on, come on. See, they don't know about Lucan. That was gonna sound really wrong. I was about to say they don't know about Luke and holes. And the context was getting out of holes. And I don't think I needed to explain that. I'm kind of sore getting out of holes. Yeah. Any of my friends ever in a hole? They just call me. Like, yo, bro, I'm in a hole. I need some help. What happened? Yo, man, this stupid cop pulled me over and he says I'm drunk, but I only had like 6 beers. Bro, I got you. I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying? That situation has never happened to me. I think I've seen that in Grown Out of Compton movie or whatever. Straight out of Compton. Yeah, we keep it smelling nice in here. The good smells. Well, if you simply pull back, I'll just simply be forced to add more shares. Okay, we broke 5 on the Archive. We're at 5 on 1. I still believe in you, Archive. I have not given up on you. Should be right here. CPA? Ooh, this is the best stock. This is the best stock to buy. I am telling you. That is a pullback. Nothing more, nothing less. Come on, come on. Okay, I just entered into CPA. This is a great freaking stock. When it shows up, it can rally, and it has a lot of pumpers behind it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. What's the stop loss? What did it go down to? What's the support here? 150? All right, stop loss 149. And yeah, they do pull the rug out on this one, so you have to have your stop loss in actually. Archive. Archive's taking off like a bat out of hell. It'll be gone when the morning comes. When the day is due and the night is done, I'm gonna run. Well, how come I only have $5? The hell is going on? Okay, pre-market high is around 6, so I'm not selling. Uh, Dang it, I keep losing it. Why the frig am I negative? This makes no sense. I bought. Okay, why won't you let me click you? They were just both positive 2 seconds ago. CPOS killing me more than anything. But Archive, I don't know how my trade price is 541 on Archive, unless there was some sort of mistake. Market's pulling back some. Shun. Come on, get this thing out of here. I'm getting annoyed here. CPOS killing me. So I'm not paying attention. Oh, shoot. So is NTNX. See, if I pull back below 150, that's a no-no for me. That's a get out signal. Let's check it out on the pivots. Okay, so we shot up all the way to the R2 and right back down. It's got no range though. S1 is at 137. Has it tapped 137 yet? Looks like it did. And now it's popping upward. Something weird going on with our market. Why is it doing that? Pops up, cup and handle, fixes down to 17. Gold is down. The market is strong. No doubt about that. Roku. Tell me Roku pulled back. Roku's been up, down, up, down. Looks like you got another pullback coming. Okay, CPAT is moving back up. Archive bombed. This is doing good though. This is going to break 25, and when it does, it's going to take off. My share size is going to increase, and it's going to be wonderful. MTC. Oh, MTC. I always miss this one. It makes spectacular moves. It's got no volume though. Yeah, TSI, not interested. SFET, not interested. Tensei, yeah. MTC is going to move its way to the top. Archive sucks. NTC. My 3 picks are the top gainers on the NASDAQ, but I haven't gained a single penny from either of them. If it doesn't break above 150, it's over. How's Beyond looking? Cup and handle formation happening on Beyond. Interesting. I'll bite. Really? Not even 100? Wow. Oh, it's because I have this order here. That pending order. NTNX is a beautiful breakout play. Like if you're not already stuck in it, like I am, look at this breakout here. We broke 25. Uh-oh, fake out. Get ready for this. It's not going to be able to break out. There's the breakout. That's what I've been looking for. You silly duck. All right, 6,000 shares go 5,225. 250. Come on, come on. I'm gonna break out and only go to 15. Okay, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. It's all about what the bid is. Bid sucks. Okay, come on. There we go. You just took me in the hole for 2,000. So you're gonna make me 2,000. Go, 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 go. Go, you. Come on. Give it another burst. There it is. Market just popped up. That should. Come on. That should be the wind that you need to catch fire. Okay. It's obviously hit another resistance at 25.20. There we go. Now we broke. Okay, reduce exposure. Boom. All right, I only have 2,000 shares. Now keep going. Beyond, you are an utter disappointment in taste and just every factor of you is a complete disappointment. Yeah, it's gonna pop up now that I have some access to shares, to cash, I mean. I'm gonna increase that position. It's doing a Gartley. That Z looking position. Okay, so talking about, bro. All right, that's gonna pull back and pop back up. I know it's gonna pop back up, so why don't I add to it? No, maybe I won't. Where's CPA? Don't be surprised when CPA pops back up. Archives are done. And TNX is the biggest gainer at 26%. No, no, no. Something's gonna come. Something's gonna pop or come. Either that or the market's gonna crash, because usually on bullish days you have really strong small caps taking off, going up 100%, 80%. This is the biggest gainer of the day. This son of a bee that lost me money. Okay. Go ahead, break 20 again. NNNC. I think NTNX is one of those big gap up and down, up and down. All right, 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 all right. Ooh, I was so close. It's like this thing won't let me profit. What do I need to profit here? Beyond, I've given up on you. I'm going to sell you in a second. But what do I need to profit here? Come on, pop up a little more. You're out of trend, bruh. I knew it was going to dump. I knew you'd disappoint me. I knew the market would come down. I predicted all of this. And now, CPA, you're not going to do anything, huh? I'm just going to sit there. Well, down 300 and annoyed. Could short beyond below 160. Or we could follow this trend. We know that it's going to come back down, but it looks like the trend is losing its current, like it's losing. It was a bigger one, a smaller one, and then the third pullbacks. You can never really rely on the third pullback that it'll take off. But I do like this. I'm going into VIX, and I'm going to send you all out the same. This is my pick of the day because everything else stunk. Okay, only $50 in the hole. Well, never mind. That has changed. Take a look at CPA. It's got the arrows here that it's going to pop up, the crossovers, and it looks very determined to break down. Why is it even up? How do the markets look, man? How do the markets look? Is today going to suck? Everything all depends on, well, let's put it like this. The triple Q has gone ahead and dipped below the VWAP, came back up, as did the SPY and the DJX. I don't know. Could look on the DIA and it'll tell me. It also dipped below the view up, it came back up. The tick is clearly been headed to the downside. That's something I should have noticed since the open. Hit the pivotal level of 0 and bounced off of it. VIX has been rising, currently curling down. And gold is on the rise, oil is on the drop. I am all over it. I say, let's get some TUVXY calls. Let's get some TVIX and hold it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Mark is 122. I'm getting rid of Archi. It was a great trade, but I just got a bad fill. CPA, I would like you to go up a little bit, you son of a B. Let's get some UVXY calls. Get ready for a pullback. CPA is going to go back up. I'm not selling it yet. I will die and go to. Oh, wait, no, actually, let me sell it. I'm kidding. Didn't sell it yet. That was a good call. Did anybody make call money on that archive call? I don't know why my fill sucked. I must have made an error. I must have punched it in wrong. Because you don't get a 40. If you put a break above $5, you'll never get a fill at 540. The stock was nowhere near 540 when it broke. Probably put in the wrong thing. Text alerts. Oh, text alerts. You could get these very cheap. Take these. Take these. I would take the 30s. Go out like 8 days, get the 30s. Nice delta 66, nice gamma 7. And buy only. It's always best when you buy options to buy just buy one lot. So if you want to get like don't get all across the board unless it's like a strategy or you're buying puts to cover the price of the calls or if there's no strategy behind it, don't buy calls all over the board. It's ridiculous. It drives me crazy. Just buy a bulk of one set of calls. I remember I caught I didn't catch, but a student. It was funny. It was like out of a movie how funny it was. All right, I have to say it, but I don't because I didn't want it to look like I'm making fun of members. But long story short, I was like, why did you buy so many calls in so many different places? I mean, you have the money for the expensive ones, which you originally bought. He's like, oh, it's a strategy. I learned about it. And I could tell he was like lying, and he kind of sounded goofy when he said it, like as if to let me know he was like just BSing, joking around. And he's like, yeah, there's like I don't remember the word he said. He's like, it was the turpentine strategy, like as if I'm gonna. I'm like, oh, and I started laughing. I was like, ah, and then I looked at his face. He was dead serious. Turpentine strategy. Yeah, okay. Frankie, I don't know if you're listening, but that was your nephew. You remember that, right? I don't think Frankie's too busy. People go back to their jobs. They want it nice and safe. I need to send out these calls, otherwise you guys are gonna miss them. Miss him, miss him, miss him. And I knew CPA was gonna go back up, and I'm about to tweet that out because that's the bottom pivot point. All right, so let me text out this text alert. Oh my God, the price went up $20 since in the duration that I was talking. I hope you guys just got in on your own. Um, all right, I sent out that alert. Wee bit later than I should have. VIX is going up, crude going down, oil going up, tick trending down. Oh, I forgot I have an open trade here. Oh, I could have killed it at 19. That I'm just gonna leave, and I'm gonna make back my $4,400. That's how we do it. Look at that. Isn't that unbelievable? It was down almost 3 grand. I had to stomach that. Ah, don't let it fool you, hun. It's just a purchase. It's an entry price. All right, 608. Let me see my text alerts. CPA, you would have been stopped out. But I'm gonna be honest with you, my dumbass is holding on. Because when I see a crossover, it makes me not want to sell. There's like an 85% chance this is correct and that you should be buying into this right now. It is hitting a bottom. The MACD is starting to curve up. Let's see what else. Anything else going on? The TTM is coming to its flat point. And we're only 20 cents away from what it was. 23. This could be it. Just kidding. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I've been ignoring your questions. Not ignoring, but TVIX long, baby. Long. Got that long TVIX. Why'd you buy it at 555? says 501 buy, stop buy. So stop buy means breaking over. So wait, what happened? I don't actually understand. Paven, why did you get the bad fill too? Because they gave me a horrible fill. I don't know how I got the fill I got. I have to look into that. You can call and complain sometimes. You got a bad fill. No camera. Oh, thanks. I didn't realize that. Y'all want to see this beautiful face? Oh, of course you do. Of course you do. It's okay. It's okay. We get it. It's like looking at what's something beautiful to look at. Max Massey, how do I get better entering and exiting trades? Also, how do I set a stop buy instead of a limit on TD? Same way you would set a stop loss, my friend. Let's say I wanted to set a stop buy. So I would on TD, it's very simple. I like to use the little trade tab here, but you can do it, the long way or the short way. So you pick your entry. Let's say I want to buy only if it goes over $1.30. You set your thing to stop, right? Day, set your shares, and you buy it there. And it's that simple. It's that simple. And it won't fill unless it hits that level. Now you see how a couple of us got screwed on Archive? Uh, you know, you can actually put in what's called a stop limit so that that doesn't happen. So that because technically once it breaks 30, it can fill at any price up there. So if you have a massive skyrocketing stock, it could fill you at the very top of that candle, as opposed to near the bottom of it. What did I tell you? Look at this volume coming in on Archive. Look at this thing about to take off. All right. Yeah, this is a good entry price actually on Archive. I mean, not Archive. I keep saying Archive. CPA. CPA. Don't I have open orders? I see a downtrend. That's all I see. All right, what's everybody looking at? Talk to me. Roku, Roku about to break 150? Absolutely. 100%. 100%. That's about to break 150. Easily. And it might take off once it does. It's a defensive stock too, so if the market's down, it don't even matter. This is a good options trade right here. Good call. I'll look at Best Buy in just 1 second. I really want to get this out because this is a great option right here. I'm worried that Roku might have a fake out though. But 150 is such a strong whole number that if it does actually break that, it should soar to 152 in a second. Yes, I did say 152. I think it'll go right through 151. Especially with how many people love this stock, watch this stock. Everybody down this stock. When this stock went from 30 to 50, people were like, that's a short squeeze. Now everybody loves this stock because it's amazing. It's company's infrastructure. Everything about it is amazing. Stop by. All right, I put the stop loss in. Let's check it out. Check it out. What the hell is going on around here? All right. Yeah, 152.50. I put 152.25 just to be safe. BBY. BBBY. BBY. Woo, we should have shorted this. What do you think? Look to you for how's BBY look for you for on a recovery? Like, what do I think to the upside? Yes, I am still holding TVIX. I don't like it to the upside at all. I think that this is done. I mean, unless they become a massive, how can you compete with Amazon? You got to become a massive corporation in the e-commerce electronics area. So they already are taking stores and making them smaller. If you walk into your Best Buy, you'll notice it's smaller. Because they're using more room for shipping space in the back, items that might be ordered on the web. So now every Best Buy is technically becoming a shipping hub. And the big problem with Best Buy is that these companies are stuck into leases that are 30 years long or more. So now these companies have these huge spaces. They're stuck on a lease for 30 years. It's a very bad situation. It could really hurt the company. I'm not very bullish on this. I don't really like it at all. Sandan, what are you doing? I want to hear that. You see my position on the board, right? Obviously, I don't want to hear that right now, unless it's true. I don't want to hear your opinions. Okay, keep them to yourself. No more. I don't want to hear it. I'm just kidding. Ah, I don't care. I'm sorry, Dan, but I felt like I had to do a bit, and I felt like you could play along, so I went with it. All right. BBBY. No, no. Roku. We're already watching Roku. Um, I love it. Uh, Nothing against that. That's a god. That's a god. That's a goddamn good. It's goddamn good stock. I would hold that forever. You know, it's kind of high, but not really. The dividends you get are worth it. Plus price appreciation makes it double worth it. What's gonna bring Coca-Cola down? Nothing. Pepsi? I don't even think. I think what did they do? A consumer. Most people like Coca-Cola over Pepsi anyway. Um, how do I feel about it? I like a nice crisp Coke with a snowman on the can. That reminds me of Christmas. But other than that, I really don't drink Coke. I might be like, all right, pizza and a soda, something like that. But uh, moving on. Oh boy, MTC, unbelievable. I don't even see CPA on here anymore. CPA's coming back, baby. Don't underestimate this bad boy. Can I buy CPA? No. Shit. That looks like a significant reversal. No. That's coming down. Hey, gosh darn better. What? Why does that thing come up? Hey, Cortana. Showtimes for the movies. No, I didn't say that. Let me finish. Who the hell speaks that fast? God damn it. Hey, Cortana. Showtimes for movies at Regional Meridian 16. Hey, Cortana. Can you tell me a joke? That's like something Bill Gates would laugh at. Hey, Cortana. Can you tell me a joke for normal human beings? Oh, no, I guess not. Just to send me somewhere. What do men and sperm have in common? Wow. So that's her. That's Cortana's uh, perception of the human sense of humor. They both have 1 in a million chances of becoming a human being. What? 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 Oh, Cortana's racist, man. She's sexist. She's a sexist, man. What does a lawyer and a sperm have in common? Both have about 3 million chances of becoming a human being. 1 in 3 million chances. Wait, hold on, hold on. Why does the top one say 1 in a million, and the other one says both have about 1 in 3 million? She hates lawyers more than men. You know why? Because they're always trying to stop this enterprise stuff. This what do they call it? The monopoly crap. She hates lawyers. Yes. Ooh, Walmart. Okay. 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 Yesterday, because all of us human beings shop at the Walmart. We're gonna go down to the wall. Yesterday, I was on a local Walmart. I was at the local Walmart. Now, I was only in there for 5 minutes, and when I came out, there was a damn motorcycle cop writing a parking ticket. So I went to him and said, "Come on, buddy. How about giving a guy a break?" Oh my God. He simply ignored me and continued writing the ticket. So I called him and his pencil. Wait, what? So I called him a pencil necked Nazi. Hmm, okay. So maybe this guy was black. So I called him a pencil neck Nazi, either that or Jewish. He glared at me and started writing another ticket for having bald tires. So I called him a sorry excuse for a human being. He then finished the second ticket and put it on the car with the first. Then he started to write the third ticket. This went on for about 25 minutes. The more I abused and hurled insults at him, the more tickets he wrote. But hey, I don't give a damn. My car was parked around the corner. Ah! That's so funny. You didn't expect that coming. I just didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. That's pretty funny. That would be so messed up to do to someone. You see a cop riding a ticket at someone, "What are you doing? That's my car!" Alright, you fat freaking donut eating piece of bacon. And then to see what happens. That's messed up. That's messed up. But we love our officers, so we don't talk that way. That's that's there's only 3 jokes on here. That's it. Welcome to jokesforall.net. We got 3 jokes for you. Ink. Well, while I was wasting my time with this, my account is down how much? Can someone tell me? Yeah, that's not good. Oh, all right, we're up. 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 We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We cool. We cool. We cool. I don't need no. One of you guys are hearing me without the microphone, so I have to remember that. I think Facebook is. Can Facebook even hear me? The camera's so far away for face. Oh no, yeah, the microphone is far away. Facebook can't even hear me. I think that's the issue. And someone out there is supposed to be like, "No, it's either that or you suck." All right. I sent out some bomb ass text alerts today, and you all are gonna be happy when you hold these UVXYs. CPOS sucked, I will admit, but I did put a tight. Did I not keep a tight stop on it because I knew it was gonna? There's high probability it would pull back. Gotta risk. You gotta throw your fucking yourself in the pool sometimes. Beyond is taking off like a bat out of hell. I knew it was going to, and then I got out. Look at that trend. There was a Gartley. It took off. Hey, Cortana, are you a sexist girl? Do you eat tacos? Ow! Hey, Cortana, that's gonna hurt, no? Oh, you bite gently. Is there any women in the chat room? Sorry, Erin. Jeannie. Aaron and Jeannie. Oh, you know what? Let me tell you something. Women, oh my God, what just happened? Women are the best traders out there. I just made a boatload of money really quick, and I'm not down a lot, which means I could potentially make a fortune today. What's going on? What's going on, baby? I love it. Let me get my options out because I want to know just how much I'm going to make here if this is just quick or position, 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 position. 5,000 shares. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, tell me you guys took this with me. Ah! Got you. All right, this is going to be followed by a lot more pulling down, so don't get too excited to sell. Something just happened. I'm going to put on the news. The frig, dude. But as I was saying, women make up some of the best traders, especially when they decide to get into day trading. They do really well. All right, you see how you got this little pop up after this pullback? All right, the news is not reporting anything. Does anybody have anything? Did Trump tweet? What the hell did Trump tweet? Somebody look at Trump's tweets, please. I added more shares right here. I suggest you do the same. Okay, so if we're doing the challenge together and stuff like this happens, or we are going to be doing the World Series together, stuff like this happens. This pop up here after the pullback, you want to. That's your get in. If you missed it, that's your get right at the top of here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Let's have a $10,000 day, guys. Let's do it. I did get out and re-enter. I had 7,500 shares. I sold around the bottom, and now I'm back in. I sold a partial around at the bottom, and then I added more at this level here. But now I'm starting to wonder. Don't question me, dog. I know what I'm doing. Just kidding. All right. What's going on here now? Now I'm gonna blame it on. Now I'm gonna blame it on Dom. Saying Dom. Saying saying damn. All right, come on. What did we miss in the new move? Just the markets don't pull back like this for no reason. Let's go ahead and pop on Banzanga. Let's pop on the news feed. Let's pop on the Squawk Box. Justice Department. Okay. No, that was too long ago. What we just saw was just a natural reaction. Maybe something off of algorithmic trading, but you don't just see something like that and then it goes away. It could be a number of reasons. Like something financial corporation sold off really heavy. It could be completely computerized, algorithmic. Trend, the yield curve could have reinverted. I don't know. There's a million reasons, but all I know is it's not in the news. Farmers and ethanol. Quickly customize your view. Dim. Yeah, dog. Lights out. Not dim. I don't really want to see what's new, but okay, this happened 15 minutes ago. This Comey thing. Maybe he has something on Trump. She's like Amy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the way she acts, but more confident. This is a lady who made her way. Like when you watch, what is it? Um, what's that? They know what they're doing. When you watch like House of Cards, the final season, which I did not want to watch because I don't know, whatever, you know. But anyway, I watched it anyway, and I really just like binge watched it one night. I just stayed up all night, watched the whole thing, and that lady in the show, like her, what's her name? Claire's Consigliere, helper lady, and she's like anyway. She ends up dying from a headache, if you remember in the show, and like she had a headache. She laid down. She died, but she like knew everybody, and she had powerful friends, and she knew how to speak. And this lady reminds me so much of that lady. Anyway, all right, markets are pulling back down nicely as expected. That's why we've increased our positions. Maybe not enough because we got a cup and handle shaped thing kind of going here. Oh, I want to see if I could hear myself on Facebook because I know the microphone is far away, so you may not be able to hear me. Who is this? No. Nobody loves me. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. This is a microphone test. I guess it works. I just want to hear that part. Now, if you guys actually had in your orders, like I'm gonna go ahead and put my limit orders in on all my options, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if you would have, you should have seen the prices on some of these options. When that shot down like that, and it looked like we were having a market crash, people will pay a massive premium. But anyway, text alerts were good today, right? NTNC 24 says stop by. Huh. Why did I put 24? Wasn't it hovering around 30? No, yeah, 24, 25. So you would have got filled on that. It would have broke 30. Would you have gotten stopped out though? Let's see. 2370. 23. Ooh, 2380. You would have just missed getting stopped out. I think the the lows of the day were 2379, so that was the perfect stop. 2370. I forgot why I picked that too. I remember pulling out and looking at something to pick that level. I think it was this little support right here. Anyway, then we had Archi, which was good, but it didn't meet its target. It did not meet its target. You could have got out at 550. That would have been great. Archi came in. That was not a morning. That came in after this morning. Archi. 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 So after the morning, I texted it here to get in. If it breaks 5, it went all the way to 554 and then failed. But you still could have made money on that. I mean, sometimes I put UYD more than I want to because I don't want you to think that these targets are set in stone. But I do want to give you, like what I'm kind of aiming for. Don't forget, these are all what I'm kind of aiming for. And I traded everything you see on here today except Roku. But I'm already like in Roku for life. For life. There was one point where it made up like most of my retirement account, more than 60%. But it grew that way. It grew that way. Keep in mind, it wasn't like that. Roku. Oh, you slimy sailor. Give Roku time. She'll come up. Yeah. You pencil-necked little Nazi. CPA was entry 157. Limit 150, 160. I don't think that was a win either. Not yet. Give it time. All right, we need to identify a thing, a channel. TVIX, these are the big boys. These are going to be the big winners of the day. You got time to sit down all day in front of your computer? Because if you do, you'll make a ton of money. Whew. All right, so what are we doing here? We are going to, if you guys, let me know. Let's talk to me now, guys. Come on. ARCI was good for you? Good, 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 good. I'm still in ARCI. Um, yep, I have a stop loss at 119, which it has yet to break. So, I'm still in it. What's the next target for SPY? I don't know, Sandam. God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm too playful today. What, guys, let me know if you're in anything UVXY, TVIX-ish, anything to that nature. Ooh, I didn't like that. I need to look. Okay, so we're still well below the channel. I'm not worried at all. This is the top of the channel. Let me redo that. Remove, drawing. Okay, so that, did you guys hear that? You don't hear my squawk box, do you? I would love to repeat it, but he said something about the IIFF. But all squawk, oh yeah, they all come up on the thing. Remove to the light, remove to the right. Like, what is, how do you look at your Twitter page? Is there supposed to be like a banner here? Am I doing that right? I don't have to keep my name Luke at Breakout Trading, right? Okay, the hurricane in going to Puerto Rico is going to be a Category 4 in 72 hours. So Puerto Rico's fucked. But they always bounce back. Is it Luke from Breakout Trading or Luke of Breakout Trading or Luke at Breakout Trading? Good job, Brandon. Like, what's proper English is what I'm asking. Hey, Cortana. What's proper English? Luke at Breakout Trading, Luke from Breakout Trading, Luke of Breakout Trading? Question mark. Oh, you bitch. What happens? See, breakout trading is also a thing. That's why it's going to be hard to break through on the SEOs. So you might just be looking breakout trading, like the actual thing. So it's got to be like something breakout trading, or I don't want it to be Luke's breakout trading because I hate that with a capital H. Breakout Trading LLC, but nobody wants to say that. Like, what are you trying to sound fancy? You bought an LLC from LegalZoom for $100? Ooh. Ah, you judgmental people suck. I'm the only one being judgmental here. Um, Learn the three-step plan I used to turn $15,000. Scam artist, scam artist, scam artist. How do you know my name? You freaking scam artist. Well, Luke Breakout Trading is technically an action. If you put the S, it's an ownership of something. But if you just leave it Luke Breakout Trading, it's an action. Luke's Breakout Trading, but then you should still have an S without the apostrophe. So, yeah, it's not proper English, but I want people to know it's Luke from Breakout Trading. Hmm. Oh, thanks for telling me it broke out, guys. Shit. Paying attention. This doesn't look good. I'm so mad. Just gave away like $2 grand right there from not paying attention. Go back in the channel. Fuck. This does not happen and the market does not carry on healthy. So I don't care about any trend channels or whatever. We are holding them. I don't don't know, Brandon. This is a pivotal point here. If this continues its uptrend, it's bad news. You're going to sell for likely a loss. You suck. But I'll let you know, of course. I suggest setting a target on all your options. So market, trade. You want to go ahead and UVXY. Now, what did I put in the thing? I think I put around 100%. Did I put 100%? That's a bit rich. I put 100% on UVXY calls. So, you're not holding these overnight no matter what. You do not hold these overnight. We bought these at about 300 or about 280, depends. Between 280 and 300. I can't see this going 100%. Uh, I could see this going 50%. So that's 300 up another $150 per contract. But even that's rich. 100 peak is 100 is peak. So that's 33.333%. I'm going to change the target to, I think we need to be worried more about the stop loss than anything. I'm going to leave it at UID for now. Or no, it's not at UID. Changing the target to 33333. No, I changed my mind. Yeah, put your I can hear them in my headset on frickin' Benzinga Squawks, but they're not talking. They like left the mic on, and I just hear an office right now. It's gonna turn around right here. It's not gonna be able to cross 292. If it crosses 292, you might as well just exit these contracts. Because I think the highs of the day is like 292.50. Okay. Beautiful. 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 Smells like strawberries and vanilla. I had a feeling that was happening. bullish, man. It's too fucking bullish. You gotta just go with the freaking trend. That's it. Wants to be freaking bullish. There you go. I'll be right back. Okay. Um, yeah, that's definitely gonna break out. If it breaks above this little level here, this little resistance here, it's OVA. Draw. Why won't it let me draw? And it broke, which to me says it's time to bail. Time to bail. I'll send out the alert now. Throwing a short on the TVIX. And now I got a short on the TVIX. Out of my long on the TVIX into my short. Ugh, who would have thought that this peak would have only lasted 2 seconds? I should have taken advantage of it. I should have seized it at that moment. CPA. CPA is going to rally right at the end of the day. Mark my words. At like 3 o'clock. How is this possible? I'm long TVIX, but it's going. I'm short TVIX, but it's going down. Hmm. That's crazy, but I'll take it. It's got to go below this line here. 291.89. I don't think it's going to. I think it's just stalling for a minute. Okay. Show it on the TVIX. It's paying off now. Gonna hit new highs. And then what is the levels here? So we're gonna test the top again. It seems. Okay, here's the two levels here. Up, that's the top. Oh, we're very close to the top. That makes sense. Yeah, we have to test that top, 294. So a short on the TVIX, a put on the TVIX makes sense.
One, a caretaker government may well try to be put in place under potentially someone like Sir Ken Clarke from the Conservative Party, maybe a Harriet Harman, possibly even Jeremy Corbyn himself. Or indeed they will fail to form a government, in which case the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, could then call a general election, but he could call that for a date after the key Brexit date of October 31st. A lot of ifs and buts, a lot of questions about the Constitution, about convention, and about the legality of the very bold moves which have divided Parliament and divided the country from Prime Minister Boris Johnson. This is Steve Sedgwick in Westminster.
Thank you, Steve. Meanwhile, major indices in Europe about 1% higher as they're set to close. And now let's get to Rahel Solomon for a news update. Rahel.
Hi, good morning, John. So here's what's happening at this hour. Former FBI Director James Comey violated policy and his employment agreement by leaking sensitive memos that triggered the Mueller probe. This, according to the Department of Justice Inspector General in a report released this morning. Comey responded in a tweet defending his actions and drawing a distinction between sensitive and confidential material. The Justice Department has already decided not to prosecute Comey. Chinese state media releasing footage of military troops moving into Hong Kong for what they call a routine rotation. This is amid fears that the army will intervene in the ongoing pro-democracy protests. Juul has announced that a new ID verification system has been designed to prohibit sale to underage shoppers. Juul has said that more than 40,000 stores have committed to implementing the new standards and will not distribute to stores that aren't compliant starting in 2021. And Apple has launched a new repair program, allowing customers to fix their phone more easily. Independent repair businesses will now have the same access to tools and parts that are used to fix phones at the Apple Store. sure a lot of people will be happy about that. And that is our CNBC News update for this hour. Let's get back to Squawk Alley. Will, I'll send it over to you.
Rahel, thank you very much. Still to come here on Squawk Alley, investors getting their first look at Disney's new streaming service. We'll ask Kara Swisher
CBS News
about
now
that
reporting
next.
that China
Meantime,
says
getting
it
a check
hopes
on
for
where we stand across the major
necessary
averages. As we
conditions to
said,
continue
back
trade
near the session highs, up over 1% for all the major indices, led by the tech sector and the Nasdaq up 1.5%. We're back in a moment.
I missed what he said on the Squawk Box. I want to hear what James Comey said. It was on my thing before. There he is. Fuck. No, I accidentally allowed Hannity. Block, block, block. I accidentally allowed Hannity.
Quick check on the markets here now from Benzinga. S&P 500 futures September contract now up 1.1% on the day. We are showing the VIX on the S&P 500 September contract down 4.93% to 1842 here.
How come I can't play it? It wasn't filmed? There was a point when CPA went up like ridiculous. Forgot when that was.
4-week bill auction here, the United States did sell $55 billion worth at the high rate of 2.06%. Did award 92.28% of that to bids at the high. Bid to cover ratio was 2.53% on the 4-week.
Yeah, that was this time. It went from $2 all the way up to like, what is it? I don't know, $7, and then came down, and then literally did it again. Like, this was ridiculous.
There's a mouse in the house, according to UBS, or at least there will be in a survey
U.S.
out this
also
morning.
sold $40 billion worth of
nearly
8-week bills at
80%
the high
of
rate of
U.S. households have heard
1.99%.
of
Did award
Disney Plus. That's the streaming
46.11%
service.
of
At
bids
least
at the high rate, and the
43%
bid to cover
intend to
ratio was
subscribe to that
3.18.
service, while saying that Disney's projections have been too modest. Of note, from the same survey, 57% would cancel an existing streaming service to make financial room, presumably, for it. We've had our first look at what's going to be on Disney Plus this week. And joining us now, Recode editor-at-large and CNBC contributor, Kara Swisher. Kara, good to see you.
Good to see you.
So I think a lot of people who we've had on air keep saying, oh, there's room for everybody in the streaming game. Netflix will be fine. Everybody will be fine. I don't buy it. I think somebody's going to take some lumps here. What do you think?
Well, we'll see. I mean, absolutely. I think people don't want to buy a lot of services. I don't know how you act, but I don't want to own like 6 or 7 services. I mean, you do have magazine subscriptions and things like that. And so people are used to it, but the question is, will they in practice be using this many services? So it's not a zero-sum game, but it's certainly, it makes people make choices that they have over their entertainment. And so the question is, will they switch over the way, say, people switched from Spotify to Apple Music and things like that? So it'll be interesting to see if that survey, which is very good for Disney, actually happens. And I think that's where I want to see if it actually picks up like that.
What's your take, Kara, as to whether once we get past this launch that we start to see content costs come down? And in a weird way, this competition for a company like Netflix could help in the medium or long term if that does actually materialize.
Well, I don't know. You know, you'd like many more players in any kind of market because costs are great for consumers, and it's great. You know, the consumers get better prices, and on the content cost part, it's great for content creators that all these people are vying for their content. I think what happened is when there's this much fragmentation, though, it's going to be problematic for consumer choice. It's going to be problematic for these companies to figure out, and it's all going to be based on hits and the things people want to watch. And Disney, to its credit, has so much content. It sort of owns all the really great content. And the question is if it can keep producing more and not just, rely on evergreens. Because this has become, just like a lot of things, a hit-based business. And so if people are attracted to a hit like Stranger Things or whatever they're watching, or, it used to be, or Homeland on Showtime, or something on HBO, like Succession, that's really where the game is, the new and fresh stuff, which attracts people. And then they have to have the back catalog of things that are super popular.
Kara, I wonder if any of these services will eventually turn us to some sort of contracts. That's what we've had for a long time with cables, with your phone, where you sort of sign up and then you're kind of stuck for a while to kind of increase the stickiness. Yeah. You think that's at all a possibility?
Well, there's an interesting concept that Scott Galloway and I have talked about on Pivot a whole lot called rundles, which are recurring revenue bundles, where you trust a company for a range of things.
What's incredible
I think
is
that's
that the
more
VIX
in keeping with the idea rather than having stuff jammed together by a
points.
company like a cable company or something like that. Obviously everyone's used to that kind of behavior where you buy HBO or Showtime or whatever, and you don't really understand the pricing or anything else. So consumers are used to that, but it doesn't mean consumers like it. And, in this case, I think that consumers will sort of choose the things that's best for them. If they have small children, they'll obviously choose Disney more than other stuff. If they're younger, I'm guessing Netflix has a much younger demographic. So it'll be interesting to see where people settle. But I do think consumers are sort of in the driver's seat here on what they want.
34.5 points.
I think there's a rebundling that's going to happen. I mean, we see Disney with this Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN bundle already. If that works, how can they resist finding other stuff to stick in there? Kara, I also wonder, who else is going to win here? Is it Roku? That stock has had an amazing run, but clearly there are going to be people out there who maybe haven't subscribed to Netflix up to this point or have done it in kind of a kludgy way just through a phone or a tablet, who are going to want to see this Disney stuff or these other streaming services on a big screen. How do you think they end up playing that? Is Roku perhaps due for another run, or some other over-the-top provider?
Well, I think, if anyone that's offering a service that's really popular is going to do well if they're on it.
Right.
I think you remember what happened when Netflix wasn't on Comcast and things like this.
Yeah,
these things tend to settle out, and people that are sort of against each other decide that they want to be together in order to reach the consumers. I think eventually there will be sort of a coalescing around a few services. Services that provide all the services.
That means,
I think for consumers,
you got to remember that
a lot of this stuff
based on the market.
is not thinking about what consumers actually want. It's what's good for these companies. And I think the question is, how can they provide something that's a great price and getting what you want instead of having you have to pick, a la carte from everything. So definitely there has to be something that coalesces. At the same time, I think it should think more about how consumers behave so they can pick and choose what they want themselves, because that's the way the consumer is today. They're not sort of being, forced stuff that media companies force down their throats, kind of.
Yeah. And Kara, before we let you go, a little bit of a left turn. Rihanna, the artist, her lingerie brand Savage X Fenty receiving $50 million in funding this morning. It's another instance of the rush to back celebrity-fronted startups. Of course, Fenty, I mean, she's got that deal with LVMH as well. She's been quite the entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm always fascinated by this. The issue is how much staying power do these things have? You've been around a while. You've seen a million of these celebrity sort of oriented websites or different things. There's been so many of them. There was one a long time ago. It was a movie service with Matt Damon. I don't know where that went. So the question is, how much staying power do they have? And how much is the person involved in it, whatever the celebrity is. And so I worry a little bit about these things being faddish and then they move on to something else. It's really hard to build a brand and keep it going over time. That said, this area is so ripe for disruption. It's been dominated by Victoria's Secret. And, millennials and others are looking for a different thing. And so that's where the real opportunity is for a celebrity like Rihanna or anybody, any of these celebrities that have a really strong relationship with their fan base, essentially.
Yeah, and she has shown she's serious in cosmetics.
Yeah.
Now moving deeper into fashion. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Kara, always good to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Meantime, Apple's wearables could be hit by a 15% tariff in just a few days' time. Josh Lipton explains from San Francisco. Hey, Josh.
So, Wilf, that's right. And remember, there are a lot of fans of these wearables. Apple has now sold an estimated 80 million watches and 50 million AirPods. So how could Apple respond? Well, it could absorb the tariffs entirely. Analysts estimate that could cost the company $500 million. Or Apple could try and pass along price increases to consumers. That, of course, risks denting demand.
Maybe
and, of course, Ahmed Yarnani is actually more concerned, he tells me, about levies hitting the iPhone, possibly coming December 15th if Apple's hit with all potential tariffs. He says company could take a hit of at least $5 billion to its bottom line. And that is real money, amounting to about 10% of the company's free cash flow, he says. On the other hand, we know Tim Cook does seem to have friends in high places. President Trump recently praising Cook as a great executive and said Cook made a good case about why competing with Samsung would be tough if iPhones get hit with such import tariffs.
Tim was talking to me about tariffs, and one of the things, and he made a good case, is that Samsung is their #1 competitor, and Samsung is not paying tariffs because they're based in South Korea, and it's tough for Apple to pay tariffs if they're competing with a very good company.
Now, some bet that Apple, when it's all said and done here, won't be hit with tariffs, not wearables, not iPhones, that it will earn exemptions. That's Gene Munster's view. He doesn't think when push comes to shove that the U.S. government wants to penalize such popular products.
What do you mean when you say SBY calls?
Thank you very much, Josh. It's a story we're going to continue to follow, a very important company. We will talk to the CEO of another headphone company, though, on the September 1st tariffs list. That in just a few minutes. But first, Rick Santelli, what are you watching today?
I continue to watch the long end. We're knocking at the door of 2% in a 30-year bond. The bond may hold the key to where the markets go. You want to know where they're going? Tune in after the break.
It is, technically, if you stick with the trend right now. But the trend is up one minute and down the next, up one day, down the next. It's very hard to say, but it does, regardless, the market has to hit that peak. It has to hit the top of that channel. That's why I'm short right now. But I'm down $128 on my short. And it's moved up 50 points. I'd be better off probably going long on the SPXS, S&P 500 triple long. Oh, SPXL, S&P 500 triple long. I'd be better off going in there, but then I'm still only looking at making a few, they don't call them basis points in stocks, but that's what I'd be looking at, making 10 basis points. So sell at VWAP. So sell at the VWAP. Yeah, it's actually kind of weird, but TVIX is going up right now. But the market is flat. The VIX is going up. Dow is going down a little. QQQ has gone down just a tad. SPY is kind of flat. Oil just turns. Gold is in a descending wedge, getting ready to pop up. Beyond, I knew I should have hung out in Beyond this morning. It's up 165. The tick is riding that line. We're negative 76. Dow Jones just hit all-time new highs, intraday highs.
Hearing reports of an earthquake off the coast of Oregon of a 6.3 on the Richter scale.
Is that big? I thought the higher the number, it's like not bad. Or is it the other way around? Damn. I lost $224.
I'm Scott Walker. Here's what's coming up. Halftime report, top of the hour today. We're debating whether this week's tech takeoff is the start of something bigger. Many say the market can't really get going again without it. So we'll discuss the stocks you need to own and maybe the ones you need to trim with a portfolio manager at Goldman Sachs Asset Management. Plus, our call of the day hits squarely in the tech space today. Our investment committee on whether this Apple supplier is worth a look. And NASCAR star Kurt Busch is in the house. We're going to talk fast cars, fast money, and what he is doing to give back to America's veterans. It's all at noon on the Half Court. We'll see you in about 15.
Sounds good. We'll be there, Scott. Let's get over to the CME now and Rick Santelli, because he's got the Santelli Exchange. Hi, Rick.
Hi, and good morning. You know, is it our problem the world just loves our securities? Like cake. They just love it. And the long-dated ones, not only are foreign buyers in love with it, institutions around the globe that need to match their future outflows, their liabilities, their payouts, insurance companies, annuities. Think about all the payouts down the road that need to be accompanied with cash flows. And then you look at the short end. Short end has the Fed, T-bill issuance everywhere in sight, especially right before and right after the budget deal. That's why Treasury Secretary Mnuchin thinking about an ultra-long bond is a wonderful idea. If they want to eat cake, let's give them some cake to eat, because all these issues I've described have hugely distorted the yield curve. So how do we get our GPS back? How do we know if we're getting close to a bottom on interest rates? How do we know when the global feeding frenzy that keeps the dollar firm and keeps treasuries well bid, keeping yields low, making it very hard to handicap how our economy is going to behave when the rest of the world not only has the sniffles, in Germany's case, the thermometer's in the mouth, maybe a full onset of the flu. We're doing pretty well. The issue isn't the inverted curve domestically. It has now become a global signal. Why? Because it's global players that are giving us the signal. But ultimately, it could still be right, because the key point to discuss is how can we survive, and what would our rate of decay on growth be if the rest of the world keeps pushing us into negative yields and slower growth? Well, quickly, let's go to the board. It's all about the 30-year. Now, I did 3 charts here quick. Scale doesn't matter. Since August 1st, we've dropped like 60 basis points in a 30-year bond. So when you take 30s minus 10s, we call that the knob down here, notes over bonds. Of course, it got affected. The spread narrowed. It's coming back a bit. But the real key here is this chart. This chart goes back to June of 2016. Why? Because on July 6, 2016, right around the time we were making a double bottom around 136 in 10-year notes, we made only one bottom at 209 in 30-year bonds. And when we traded through that, this really accelerated. The point is, everybody now is looking, rightly so, at the double bottom in 12 and 16 on 10s. But the key may be the long bond, because if the long bond could get above 209 before 10-year note yields violate the double bottom at 136-ish, in my opinion, that's when we call at least a large bottom. Will it be the bottom? So watch 30-year bonds and pay close attention to the knob spread. Wolf, back to you.
Rick, if U.S. Treasuries are like cake, what are German bunds like?
Well, German bunds are getting to be less and less like the tastiest cake, because many fear that the ECB and the European economy are toying with too much debt. They're taking on too much in negative yields, and what are they getting for it? A weak currency and a crummy economy. And ultimately, Lagarde's going to have issues. There's issues of confidence and control. And even though they're still munching on those like cake, what about the inventory of all the southern central banks like Italy and Greece? What's going to happen with all these securities? That's an issue, and it is affecting the appetite of foreigners to even the high credit debt in Europe.
I like that you got crummy in there as well.
I was just going to say that. I like the
I'm not going to ask what gilts are like. Thank you very much.
Bun cake. Well,
exactly. There we go. When we return with the president's September 1st tariffs are now only days away, one of the CEOs with products on that list will join us to explain how it's impacting his business and what, if anything, they can do to prepare. Stay with us.
Top of the VWAP channel, like right now, almost. But it's negative. So sell for a loss. You think it's gonna pop down at the top of the channel here? or flatten. Well, let's see. How's the volume? Let's look at the AI for this. I'm going to a, I don't know if you guys saw that text, but I'm going to a convention to further understand artificial intelligence. And so this was losing all morning, and then it turned around. It's up 36. By the way, this number represents how much it's made per share. So it trades a bunch of stocks. Like here, you can see it traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, like 11 stocks. And with just one share, it's made that amount of money. That's crazy. Then it could trade this, but it traded this one multiple times today, 4 times. But what is this one? 9. It traded 9. Artificial intelligence, just you can't beat it, man. It's a computer. That's why we're going to this competition.
U.S. believes Venezuelan oil production has fallen to 800,000 barrels per day from 1.1 million barrels per day.
Welcome back. We are up
also,
at
the U.S.
session high,
believes that
351
Russian
points
Rosneft is
on
buying
the
the
Dow,
Venezuelan oil at
1.35%. The
very
Nasdaq still leads the charge. That's up a healthy 1.5%, as is the Russell. Tech, energy, and industrials lead the charge. Now, we're just a few days away from another round of tariffs set to go into effect on September 1st. Headphone company JLab Audio, one of the companies on that list, expects a loss of 10% in gross profits overnight. Joining us now is the JLab CEO, Win Kramer. Very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning to you. And I wish it was 10%, but now we're at 15.
15%. So gauge for us, Win, what portion of your products are manufactured in China, and as you say, exactly how that's going to shake down on the bottom line?
Yeah, we have 100% of our products manufactured in China. About 90% of those products are on the September 1st tariff list. So a big portion of our business is going to be impacted come this Sunday.
100% of the cost also coming from China, or is this small?
Correct. 100% of the cost coming from China.
So talk us through your best-selling headphones. How much do they cost today, and will you be passing any of this increased tariff cost to you onto the consumer?
Yeah, so we have a range of goods. All of our products in the value segment, or accessible segment that I like to call it. So we price them from $50 to $150 in the U.S. market. And we do plan on passing costs on to the U.S. consumer, but we're taking a wait-and-see approach. And we think that's the prudent approach because we're seeing changes happen via tweet. I mean, look at a week ago Friday, I woke up and found out that our cost of goods were going to rise 5% in a week. And we had no idea that was coming. So we think a prudent approach will be wait and see, but we're certainly going to take a hit on the profit side.
So prices might go up for the consumer in due course, but on September the 2nd, the price will be the same as August the 30th.
I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, it will be, at least for us. Now, some of my peers, I don't think, are as lucky. They didn't have as large of an inventory position as we did. But you're going to see the baskets of goods increase over the next 30, 60, 90 days as we get into holiday. And certainly, if your budget is $100 and you now have to spend $115, something's going to get cut from that basket.
So when obviously you sell your products at a number of retailers, including Kohl's, Best Buy, Walmart, Home Depot, what are the conversations like between you and the retailers? Because a lot of them are telling us, look, we're having conversations with our vendors about how this is going to work, who's going to take on sort of what percentage of the cost increase. So what are they asking you to do? What are you telling them you can do?
Top stock of the day. So.
Yeah, I think the conversations have actually been really well received by both parties, and we have good partners in the U.S.
Actually,
they're asking us for help, we're asking them for help, and we're trying to find ways that we can both trim costs to ensure the U.S. consumer doesn't get burdened as much. So if you think about it, all of the JLab products come with a charging cable that is 3 feet long. Can we trim that charging cable to 1 foot? We don't ruin the user or the consumer experience, but we trim a little bit of cost that we can pass on through. So we're trying to find some creative ways to make this happen, to work with our retail partners.
How does the holiday season, you think, play out differently in a tariff environment? I mean, usually a couple of weeks before Christmas, you end up with some shifts depending on how good the demand has been, how steady the traffic has been. When you factor tariffs in, how do you think that impacts discounting in the calculations?
Yeah, I think discounting will not be as strong this year because there is a 10 to 15% tariff that manufacturers and retail partners are trying to absorb. So I don't think you're going to see the big discounts or as big a discounts over the Black Friday period as you've seen in the past. But like I said, if you had $100 to spend for holiday and now you need to spend $115 to get the same amount of goods, something is going to get trimmed. And we just don't know what it is because we've never seen this before and we don't have a playbook to follow.
Speaking of things getting trimmed, when you look at your company's business investment plans, have you had to make some changes now that we know these tariff costs are going up, investing in less, hiring fewer people?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing we can control through all of this is our spend and our investment. And it's across the board from little things like a coffee supplier. Do we need Starbucks or can we get away with Folgers? To, renegotiating with UPS, renegotiating with UPS. Everything is on the table in terms of investment and expense, including people. And we've pulled some U.S. hiring positions off the table due to tariffs. So it's certainly all on the table and all being discussed.
Win, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much. I appreciate the time.
And after the break, Amazon's burn book. We'll tell you what that is in less than 3.
Amazon's burn book. All right, so I literally just went short on the VIX thanks to Sandan's decision, and it appears to be paying off so far. He said wait till we get to the top of the VWAP channel. And this little formation here, the coiling, right? It's actually a real technical formation. I've heard people use that before, and I guess that's what it is. It literally looks like it's coiling, but this coiling formation looks like it broke to the downside.
Mozilla's CEO Chris Beard has just resigned,
and now we still have more stocks hitting new highs than stocks hitting new lows, but that usually takes a minute to transfer. You can see that they're getting ready to crisscross here. So let's see. Up now 343 on that move. This could just be a minor pullback. It's probably what it is, but that's why I'm not going to overhold, and I'm going to take partials all throughout. Now it's going back up. $36.64. Come on, baby boy. Whoa. Let's take a look on the Professional platform. MACD is curling down, but now it's coming back up.
Voice.
remember the Burn book?
And they have this book, this Burn book, where they write mean things about all the girls in our grade. What does it say about me? You're not in it.
Well, Amazon made its own. A Microsoft Word document titled New York Negative Statements during its highly publicized HQ2 process that was ultimately scrubbed, at least here in New York. The Burn book was a record of all the insults they received from New York politicians and labor leaders. This is such an interesting document. I would love to sort of see who put this together, why they put it together, and how it really factored into their ultimate decision.
I have to say, I haven't seen the movie, but I like the clip.
Oh, you haven't?
But as for Amazon doing this, I'm not actually that surprised.
No.
I would think that in this process, if you're going through anything like this, that their kind of comms team or some kind of prize or anything particularly kind of negative.
I just hope that
my Twitter replies are my Burn book. That's where people burn me.
That's funny.
I mean, sadly, the same goes for me. But we don't get to have a sort of compliments book on Twitter.
Yeah, no, we could start one of those. That would be nice. That would be a really nice thing. I just hope that New York politicians and politicians everywhere sort of learn from some of the fumbles that were made, if indeed that was some of the reason that was lost.
Major indices near session highs. The Dow up more than 335 points. Nutanix on the tech front doing particularly well after reporting earnings where they actually lost less than the street expected after a couple of disappointing quarters. And that'll do it for us here on Squawk Alley. Let's get to the judge and the half.
John, thanks. I'm Scott Wapner, front and center this hour. The tech takeoff. Is it a sign that trade is about to be back and in a big way? It is 12 noon. This is the halftime report.
Tech on a tear after weeks of losses. Is it time to start biting on the FANG names? Stocks rallying on hopes about trade talks. But when it comes to the economy, which is the bigger threat? The trade war or the Fed? Chip stocks soaring and a big upgrade on a major Apple supplier. Why it may go almost 30% higher from here. The investment committee is ready to go. The halftime report starts right now.
Welcome. Good to have you with us on this Thursday. Our investment committee at the table today. Joe Terranova, Steve Weiss, John Najeri, and Brenda Vingelo's back, the CIO of Sandhill Global Advisors. Rich Saperstein is here, Hightower Treasury Partners, the CIO, one of Barron's top 100 financial advisors. Begin with stocks. Higher once again, led by tech, which has been on quite a tear this week. The Nasdaq's best week, in fact, in 10, powered by the semis, some of the FANGs. The question, Weiss, is this something to build on or just a one-week phenomenon, and then we go back to seeing some of the selling in this space?
It all comes back to trade. Trade even trumps, pardon the pun, trumps the inverted yield curve. So, look, we got some positive news. I was talking to some people yesterday thinking that, look, Trump really doesn't want to go ahead with the September 1 increase in tariffs. Chinese probably don't want to go ahead. So I thought...
Quick check on the commodities market here now. Gold December contract here down $3.15 an ounce to $1545.95 now, down 0.2%. We are showing silver still holding gains here at $18.57 here an ounce, up 0.66%. WTI now October contract here up over $1 a barrel at $56.82 or 1.86%. Nat gas October contract, the biggest gainer of the day, up 3.56% to $2.30.
from China is driving the market.
Rich, you need tech, though. Of the journal story today, which talks about that, big tech trade losing its luster, and how you had such an important leadership group lag behind, and so the market sputtered and spun its wheels.
Tech is very important in any portfolio right now. We're long a lot of tech names, but trade tensions and the global negative yielding debt is dominating the market, which is causing the Fed to take action, which is having that vortex effect back on the market. So at this point, the investor base case should be that trade tensions will last for a while, and this global negative yielding debt that's causing the Fed to have to be more accommodative is going to be there for even longer. So that'll cause investors to move into companies like tech that will have moats around their business, recurring revenue, stable cash flow, and most important, returning capital to shareholders.
So some of these big tech names can get back to their highs because with the exception of Alphabet, most are incredibly far below their high levels.
Yeah, because when you're in a low interest rate environment and a negative interest rate environment, and you've got a company like Apple that's returning 7% a year to shareholders, and you have other companies that are paying dividends and their stable and free cash flow is rising, that's where investors are going to have to include portions of that in their portfolio.
Yeah. Brenda, how do you see it?
Yeah, I agree that, there's been this huge flock to safety and to yield. And so that's meant that a lot of the consumer staples groups and things like that have done better. But I think investors will turn back to technology, especially those companies that have a high degree of recurring revenue, a lot of stability into their business, and therefore a lot of visibility into what is coming down the pike next year. But I don't think that we're going to get some resolution to trade. I think China has tried to position themselves as being the adult in the room many times throughout this trade tension back and forth. But there's a very important meeting coming up on October 1st where President Xi is going to address the country as
Apple
part of
has set the date now for
the celebration of the 70th year of People's Republic of China. So I don't think he's going to want to look weak during that moment. So I don't think China's going to back down until then, and maybe not after either.
All right, Joe, here's a sentence from this journal story. You tell me if you agree. Any significant rally rests on the participation of the FANGs or the emergence of a new group of stock market like FANG stocks.
Do I think the FANGs have to make new highs for the S&P to make new highs? No. Do I think...
Maybe not make new highs, but, to pick it up.
Pick it up.
Get going again.
Technology is important. We understand that technology is important. First of all, I just want to talk... Yesterday, I thought the correlation or the lack of sensitivity with the correlation between lower yields and lower equities was an incredibly positive thing. That's the first time you saw that in multiple weeks. It's been all about lower yields, equities sold off.
That's a good point, because on any other day you would have mentioned the 30-year hitting a record low. You would bet your bottom dollar that the S&P would probably be falling apart.
Correct. And I thought that was very positive. Now, remember, you've got algorithms that are going to have to rewrite that model that they've been writing right now, which is global yields lower, we're going to go in and sell equities. Back to technology itself. I think technology, broad-based with a lot of dispersion.
Well, look, you've been the one telling people to avoid the high beta FANGs.
Because I don't think you need to be there, because I think you get enough out of Keysight. I think you get enough out of Intuit. I think you get enough out of names like Lam Research and MasterCard on the technology side. I think you get enough, and I think the dynamic for technology that propels it higher.
Just hold your thought 1 second. I've got some news I want to get to regarding, it plays right into our conversation. Josh Lipton out on the West Coast with some news on Apple for us. Josh?
That's right, Scott. So news on Apple, the invitation is out, Scott, and it says, by innovation only, please join us for an Apple special event at the Steve Jobs Theater in Cupertino, September 10th at 10 a.m. Of course, Scott, this would be the event where typically this is where Apple CEO Tim Cook takes the stage, introduces those new iPhones. This year, analysts do think that the new iPhones may at least look a lot like the current iPhone lineup. That's the expectation, though we would expect some new changes, new features, an improved camera system, for example, is at least expected to be a big selling point. That is important. When you look at surveys, consumers often look to cameras as a reason to upgrade. As for the iPhone franchise, Scott, we know that's been under pressure. Last reported quarter iPhone revenue did drop about 12%, though that was a sequential improvement. We know Cook has been pulling certain levers there, trade and financing programs to spur demand. But the invitation is out, Scott, September 10th, 10 a.m. Mark your calendars. Back to you.
Yeah, marked. Thank you, Josh Lipton. Timely. I'm going to be out there as well for a couple of shows on the 9th and the 10th. Nice. All things tech, so that's timely. We're looking forward to that as well. Josh, thank you. That's Josh Lipton. So back to our conversation. Yes. Forgive me for interrupting you. You were saying
so first
about why to stay away from.
First of all, I love that Apple is tweaking Stephen Weiss by utilizing innovation in the invitation. I think that's great. But
well, look, they recognize a major voice in their stock, so they should.
I got it. Well, let's think about one thing, though, when you're talking about technology. Alphabet, I mentioned this the other day, Alphabet and Apple outperforming the last month. Why? Because after earnings, they both highlighted the capital allocation strategy, buying back their stock. Now, buyback authorizations that are at all-time high in 2019, but the actual executions are not. They're actually receding right now. Why? Because of the chaos that they see in the messaging coming out related to the trade dispute. I think if you look forward 6 to 9 months, you have to expect with lower private sector borrowing costs, the technology companies flush with cash are going to do nothing except buy back their stock. And I think that's going to shrink the overall share count. I think dispersion in technology gets you into multiple names, FANGs included, and I think that's going to be a strong catalyst, the buyback of technology shares.
Doc, over the last year, only one FANG stock's positive. Did you know that? Facebook's up 5%, everything else. Amazon's down 10, Apple's down 7, Netflix down 19, Alphabet is down 6.
Yep. And a lot of folks really only measure from those December lows, though. I know you said year over year, Scott, so I'm being specific. But from those December lows where it was a gift, Facebook at 125. Come on. Apple at 148. Those were absolute gifts, and a lot of folks took advantage of them as far as the fact that they have rallied as much as they have in the face of everything that the market has thrown at them. From the tariffs, which many of these CEOs are dealing with right now. For instance, Guest today said that they were able to mitigate all of the tariff costs in their most recent earnings report. That's tremendous. And they're not the only one. The ones who are winning are those like Target and Brian Cornell, like what Tim Cook is doing, and that's why they're going to continue to trade up. But I agree with Joe, you don't need the FANGs to lead, but if they start playing catch up here, to your point, there's a lot of upside, and those are significant moves in the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones.
But let's put it in perspective. I mean, the market's really done nothing over the last year and a half. These were the market leaders with extraordinary gains through the whole cycle. So with the exception of Netflix, which is combating at this point Disney and other streaming services, the others are pretty much flat. So they're flat with the market despite those extraordinary gains. The real carnage...
Maybe the market's flat because of these being flat. Maybe that's part of our conversation, is that until these really get a meaningful restart, the market can't either.
Well, they are the largest part of the market when you put information services and everything else together, but when you take a look at where the real carnage is, which is in energy, which is in cyclical stocks, I mean, United Rentals, which unfortunately I don't own any longer, it's up today, that stock's at 140. That stock's now 110. You look at Caterpillar and the others. So that's why the market is where it is. So I look at the other side. So those are the good names to be in. Yeah, there's more beta. I'm not really worried about the beta. I look at it as opportunity most of the time, although I did cut beta back in the portfolio.
All right, good time to bring in our first guest. Brooke Dane is a portfolio manager with Goldman Sachs Asset Management, runs a tech fund. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Some provocative thoughts. FANGs are no longer a one-directional buy process, is one of your headlines today.
Yeah. So I think when you look at the performance of the FANG stocks over the past year, you have seen
The chaos of wars brought a new wave of refugees to these shores.
Our streets are safe no more. This is our city!
They will never accept us. They will never understand us.
It's time for a fresh start. God, you don't know, do you? Know what?
totally don't want to watch this, but I do want to finish the trailer.
Philo's alive. You're police?
I've been charged with finding the man responsible for these attacks.
You're alive. You left me in the ashes of my homeland. This is where we come.
The killer's still out there.
She was taken by something unnatural. Neither man nor fae. She loves you, and it's going to get her killed. They don't know the truth about you.
The man's no better than the pain he's caused the people he loves and what he's willing to do to set it right.
This is where we come alive.
I don't know. It looks like they're trying to copy Game of Thrones or anything. I never saw Game of Thrones. Is that on Netflix? Is it any good?
This is Dave. He tells...
Travis Scott, the greatest live performer on this planet.
I just want to leave the whole world inspired. I just want to leave a trail of inspiration.
He was the first person to let me know that I wasn't alone.
He told me he was going to beat somebody.
He saved my life.
I'm about to bust a flow, so be ready for this. I'm about to ready to go.
Hilton Grand Vacations are exploring strategic alternatives, including a sale, according to sources, HGV and HLT.
Two apple, take one mark.
A lot of people think I'm from the hood. That's not true. Sometimes I'll hang out with rappers like Nas and them, and these motherfuckers start talking about the projects. Yo, it was wild in the PJs, yo. And I'll be like, word.
Hilton Grand
word.
Vacations,
But I don't know.
now up 4% here.
They said he was a very simple
Hilton
man
HLT now
who was closer to
1.25%.
Man, we really...
jokes for a living. Hopefully, he makes people...
Oh, Game of Thrones is HBO. So what do you gotta do on Roku? You sign up for HBO?
This is...
Is it good? Is it like worth it? Is it corny? I need something to take my mind off today's freaking how I was up 4,000 and then it was just taken from me. I don't want to think about that. I'm not even down on the day. I'm still depressed. Oh, they fucked up the final. But hold on. Was it a controversial? It sucked, like the ending of The Sopranos, or did everybody agree it sucked? Because I think the ending of The Sopranos was brilliant, but a lot of people think it sucked. So to get HBO, I just gotta go to the HBO then. HBO Now. Or HBO Go. Game of Thrones. They just ran out of material at the end? Why? Is it based on a book? I don't understand. They ran out of material. Is it based on a book? And then why wouldn't they just use the ending in the book? Just too many people would know the ending? Or it's not based on it. Can't be based on a book. Or maybe it is. The book series isn't finished. Okay. Oh, but they do have Last Week Tonight on HBO Go. I would get it for that. But you can get that on YouTube anyway. I don't think there's anything I really want on here. Well, you just told me the ending sucked. So what do I want to get it for? I guess it's entertaining throughout, but I can't waste my time on that. I can't do it. I don't have the time to waste to watch movies. So let's forget it. Damn it. Except the new series. When's It's Always Sunny coming out?
A JP Morgan survey out now says investors see a U.S. ultra-long treasury bond would hurt demand for existing long-dated treasuries. Hilton Grand Vacations popping here now, up 5.17%, HGV.
Okay. It's Always Sunny, 10 episodes that hit too close to home. I don't know what you mean by that. The Christmas episode. Which one? Fortunately, some bad luck. Oh yeah, this was one of my favorite episodes. Was the Christmas episode. Related. The Great Recession. Dennis rips Max letters. Cricket leaving the priesthood. The jokes on D. And the waitress. Gang goes to Jersey Shore. Alright, let me see number one. It's like, okay. You're using pictures out of the episode. That's what's screwing me up. This is from when Dennis gets divorced. But the episode is Psycho Pete Returns. I'll consider Game of Thrones. I'll do it. It sounds amazing. I feel like FXX is going to be porn, but I'm hoping it's not. Ooh, that was a close picture there. One of my favorite childhoods from my favorite memories from childhood was, I love the new stamp. That's so cool. I mean, the new theme. You gotta understand, this is like a.
The all-new season of Sunny premieres Wednesday, September 25th, only on FXX.
Center Reach? Dude, me and him.
What is sexual harassment?
Who's ready to party? Time's up, time's up, time's up, time's up.
You don't really have any history of misbehavior at Patty's Pub?
Just pop it in.
Oh, this is fun. Oh! I'm using lemon juice and hot glue to close up the wound. Holy shit!
Okay, everybody, are you ready?
Why did you get a sex doll of your old roommate?
I was super sad, and you said I needed something Dennis-shaped to fill my hole.
Drink
up, ladies. It helps your prostate.
Women don't have a prostate. God damn it.
Or is that what men want you to believe?
Do your job as you would normally, and I will jump in if you cross over into sexual harassment.
Excuse me, sir. Have you...
Why did you do that? Well, she came at me, and that was sort of my instinct.
That was amazing.
Sunny, all new. Season premiere Wednesday, September 5th. Only on FXX.
What did they say? When does it come out?
We are going to be broadcasting this in America and in the world.
Write whatever you want to write about us.
Your voice is what is going to bring him down.
The Weekly, all new Sundays at 10 on FX.
What is sexual harassment?
FX premiere Wednesday, September 5th.
New season Wednesday, September 5th. What?
Only on FXX, September 5th.
That was amazing.
Sunny, all new. Season premiere Wednesday, September 5th. Only on FXX.
That's like around the corner, man. Wednesday, September 5th. Remind me at 11 p.m. that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is premiering. You bitch. You and Cortana, I hate you. I love you. On September 5th, remind me that It's Always Sunny. Damn it, I'm never fast enough. On September 5th, remind me that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is premiering. Okay, market's pulled back down. I'm at like 107 negative here. The market's not doing anything. It's completely flat. Hopefully at the end of the day it'll take a dive. Doesn't seem likely though. Oh, you will. You're there. Hey, can you remind me with that last reminder at 11:55 p.m.?
Sure thing. What do you want to remember?
On September 5th.
Okay. Great.
You're not reminding me anything, though. Hey, Cortana. Remind me on September 5th at 2 p.m. that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia plays that day.
Okay. Got it.
Hey, Cortana. Change that last reminder to 11 a.m.
I'm sorry. I can't do this for you right now. Check back again after future updates.
You're useless. Hey, Cortana. Tell me a joke.
Two goldfish are in a tank. One turns to the other and says, "Do you know how to drive this thing?"
Where's the punchline? Hey, Cortana. Where's the punchline?
Punchline is around 750 miles away at 3652 Roswell Road Northeast in Atlanta.
Hey, Cortana. Book me a flight. No, it's a punchline. Hey, Cortana. How long would it take to walk to Punchline in Atlanta, Georgia?
Here's some information that might help.
What the hell is Punchline? That's a cup and handle on the market. But if I go short the VIX, I know it's not going to do anything. The VIX is waiting for a surge of volatility to move. Otherwise, it's just going to stay flat. Oh, it's literally a comedy club.
Hearing reports that the FTC started a probe in September of 2018 before the Altria investment. It's according to sources. MO Altria.
You know what I'm going to do? Were you guys here earlier when she gave me those dirty jokes. So, hey Cortana, give me some jokes that are dirty.
Altria dropping here. MO down 1.
I didn't follow what you said. Can you phrase it another way?
Hey Cortana, tell me some dirty jokes. Hey Cortana, surprise me.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Hey Cortana, give me some dirty jokes.
I lost the thread there.
You did. You're useless. I'm gonna call the punchline, give him those jokes that Cortana gave me, those really racist ones, and then see if how do I go to history? Where's history?
Wall Street Journal now says that Juul's marketing practices are under investigation by the FTC. Altria MO now down 1.7% and dropping here.
Okay, so I'm gonna call the punchline, and I'm going to. Hey, the market's going down. See, all you gotta do is wait and enjoy life, and you make $282, $193, $118. Damn. Had 4,000 in the hand. That's like having a $4,000 winning lotto scratch off in your hand, and then wind blows it away. All right, let's do this. Let's call the punchline. Are they open? And I'm gonna be. What's my name? I gotta have a stage name. Jiggles. Jiggles is the first thing that came to my head. And I'll call them on here. That way everybody can hear.
FTC investigators are looking at whether Juul engaged in deceptive marketing, including targeting minors or using influencers.
Of course they did.
Altria MO now down 2.2% here.
Okay, so we're gonna go here. And we're gonna make a call. I need to put this where it can't be like seen. Calling punchline.
Thank you for calling the Punchline Comedy Club. Tickets for all shows are available online at www.punchline.com. We are located at 3652 Roswell Road, Atlanta, Georgia 30305, inside the main entrance of the Landmark Diner, Buckhead. For reservations, please press 1. If you are having problems with an online reservation, or if you are trying to book a large party, please press 0. Press 2 to speak to Marcy, the general manager, about booking a comedian or a company event. Press 3 to speak to Jamie Bendel, the managing partner.
Punchline, can I help you?
Hi, how you doing there? This is Mike Vixing. I was hoping to talk to your GM.
I'm sorry, I really can't hear you.
I said, this is Mike Vixing. I got a great comedian here. I'm his manager, and I was hoping I could talk to your GM.
Okay, well, I am the GM, but I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you representing a comic?
Yes, ma'am. I would just like to book a show. I actually have him right here. He's a New Yorker, and he can give you some jokes on the spot if you like. Right? Isn't that right?
No, 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 no. Okay, so you just have to email the booking agents, which is just Chris CHRIS or JAMIE at punchline.com.
Mike, you ruined it. Hey, I'm sorry, man. This is me. My stage name is Jiggles. I'm like top of the line. I'm very funny in New York. I'll give you a joke right now. Just a quick question.
I can't help you there,
Just
but you can.
what do men
I
and
mean,
sperm have in common?
I'm sorry.
What do men and sperm have in common, dear? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
They both have a 1 in a million chance of becoming a human being. Am I
Yeah. Okay, so I'm like right in the middle of something, but I mean I can't really talk and listen to your jokes right now. I'm so sorry. But if you want to email the booking agents, those are the ones that book the club. That's who you need to reach out to. So it's JAMIE.
I told you not to tell your jokes on the phone. Yeah. Hey, ma'am, it's me, Mike Vincent, and I'm sorry about that. So when do we come in? What night is good for you? Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Don't leave a vixen hanging. Jiggles, what you did? And I am bored. Apparently, she didn't like Cortana's joke. She was laughing. You heard her. She was like, "What?" And we're losing money right now, big time. What happened here? It was actually going to be Giggles, but then I saw Jiggles, and he said that was pretty funny, so I went with it because I like it. Jiggles. Jiggles is the name of a strip club here in Queens, mob owned, or it might be Wiggles, one of the two. The punchline. Is that Dave Chappelle? Oh, that's you know who that is? That's the guy from America's Got